What's going on, Flight Sim crew? This is your pilot in command, Ryan, and boy, do I have a weird one for you today. So, we're going to be taking off here from Hayward, right across the bay from San Francisco, and we are flying the Pelican from the game Halo. Now, this is by far the most unusual thing that I've seen in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So I really couldn't, as soon as I heard this was available for free as a DLC from Microsoft, uh, yeah, I just had to try this out, and I'm going to tell you it's an interesting one. So this is a VTOL, vertical takeoff and landing science fiction aircraft. And you can see we are taking off from increasing thrusters right now. I apologize for that little hiccup there on the initial takeoff. I have no idea what the controls are. So you guys are going to get to experience this with me as I experience this as well. Okay, so I'm climbing out now. And it appears that my throttle is the VTOL. So that appears to be, if I throttle up, I go up. If I throttle down past some point, it descends. And, okay, appears rudder control appears to be the best way I can steer or turn this thing. But so let's scoot along here and just take a look here at the city. Try to enjoy a very short flight. I'm going to try to keep this one brief. And let's get the autopilot, or get my co-pilot to handle some of these controls here, dealing with the radios. Let's get over. Let's find a nice road. So this thing is supposed to be highly maneuverable, being that it is a vertical takeoff and landing. I have seen that there are two separate modes. So there's the, quote, helicopter mode, which is the mode that I have it in right now. And then there is the cruising mode. So the cruising mode, I'm not going to demo until I have a good feel of this mode. However, it could promise to have some interesting applications. So, yeah, I don't know if this is to promote some Halo thing that maybe Microsoft's coming out with. I understand they've got a show, a live action show, if I'm not mistaken, that has the Halo community with some emotions. I'll just put it that way. If you want to check out that, by all means, check out that. But here they are. They've put it in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I'm going to find a road. We're going to cruise through this and head over and check out San Francisco. I would imagine that something like this, I don't even know what to call it, something like this would allow you to maybe sightsee better than probably anything else in Flight Simulator. So if you really just wanted to appreciate the engine, if you wanted to just kind of see a city, this is going to have maximum maneuverability, being that it is functionally a helicopter that's just kind of stuck in space. You know, I'm not fighting against any forces of nature here, so to speak. And doesn't seem to really be impacted by wind, doesn't seem to really be affected by anything other than my inputs. As you can see, I'm moving forward here. I'm using my rudders to try to keep me aligned on this road. And once you have your throttle set to the neutral position, and you do have to find it, that neutral position is not zero, I'll put it that way. If you have a throttle that has a reverse throttle option, dead zero is not zero on this thing. I'm sure you can make adjustments, but just be warned of that if you don't want to crash this thing right out of the gate. As you can see here, I'm going to descend a little bit. I'm going to get right over this road. Let's check out some buildings. Apparently, this should be good for cruising through the city. So, I don't know. As I see some buildings up here on my left. So let's take a look at these buildings and let's see. I don't know. It's a military aircraft. So let's imagine that I'm doing some urban warfare and I need to sneak in and get a good look at what's going on. Maybe I need to hide from enemy radar. Yeah, let's do that. We're gonna try to hide and blend in here. No one would notice the massive Halo Pelican flying over their city. Absolutely not. This is just a perfectly normal thing in San Francisco. I imagine out of all cities, San Francisco probably wouldn't blink an eye at seeing this fly over, which is part of the reason why I picked San Francisco, and also the beautiful views are another reason why I picked it. So let's see, I'm going to just see if I can sneak in here and not clip that wing. Let's see if I can lower down a little bit more, ever so slightly. All right, there, I'm getting cast in the shadow. All right, and look at that, I'm cloaked. Boom, just like that. I'm invisible. Now imagine if you were someone in that office building and you just saw this chilling outside your window. Would you drop your coffee? I think I might probably drop my coffee. Alright, let's see if I can get by these without hitting that building. Okay, alright. So, now to perform that maneuver, that was just a left yoke. So as if I was banking, right yoke. As if I was banking in a normal aircraft, this banking to the left or to the right of your yoke is what makes it, gosh, would I say yaw? Is that correct? Because it's just moving on its axis without, there's no bank, there's no angle of a bank, there's no angle of attack, so I don't know how you could stall the spacecraft in this configuration. Yeah, let's just let's sneak down here. Alright. So, if this was any other game, if I need to ambush somebody, this would be my hiding spot right here. Just, there you go. Can't see me. And then all of a sudden, I pop up. Bam, there I am. Boom. Didn't know it was coming. Alright, so, enough of that. I appreciate you guys humoring me there. I just wanted to kind of get a feel for the maneuverability. This thing is definitely for sightseeing. I would actually just kind of thinking out loud here, I think this would be really fun to fly over, various like snaky rivers. Also, maybe in the Grand Canyon. That would be kind of interesting, especially if they've got good terrain. You can get down into the canyon and really test your skill. As well as, I don't even know if I should use the word skill, since this thing doesn't exist in real life. Let's be honest. There's no gravity's not having an effect on it. Wind is having no effect on it. This is not skill. This is just simply something to have fun with. But be that as it is, if you want to test out your ability to fly a make-believe spacecraft in the Grand Canyon, then by all means, this Pelican may be the craft for you. It's interesting though. You can see here. So when I push forward on my yoke, as though I'm going to be a nose down, and that's what makes me go forward. If I was to pull back, I would assume that's going to make me go in reverse. Left and right bank makes me move left and right. And then what I'm actually finding is the best here is the use of my rudder pedals. That tends to point the nose where I want it to go and seems to be the most predictable way for me to fly this thing. I would imagine if I could find a good area, and by all means, you feel free to suggest some things in the comments. If I could find some areas with good topography, the Grand Canyon I mentioned, I'm trying to think where else. Maybe a mountainous region, maybe through the Rocky Mountains. I feel like the Appalachian Mountains might be fun, but not very challenging. What else could I do? I could fly around here in the Bay Area a little bit more. There's definitely some mountains a little ways away, but maybe I'll save that for another video. You guys, let me know what you guys would be interested in, if you even want to see this again. This is very unusual. I'm not going to call this a review video because I'm not really reviewing whatever this is. I've not. It's been so many years since I played Halo. I don't even have a frame of reference for the Pelican. Gosh, the last thing I was riding around was a Warthog in Halo. I hope I didn't just date myself there. But let's see if we can treat this like a normal flight. Let's find a airport and let's get there. As you can see, though, the water test. So this came with a update. So this is a mandatory update that came from Microsoft. This is now available with that update. You can see the reflections off the water there look amazing. You can see that the AI has done a fantastic job with the road. Not perfect. You may have noticed when I was flying over the Causeway Bridge, there was areas where the water overtook the causeway. So you might have seen cars actually going down into the water. So it does have some artifacts, and I think that's just when these satellites fly over and they scan it, sometimes they can have some distortions, and the AI that Microsoft chose to do the generation of all the buildings is having to pull from that information, so imperfections in the satellite scan end up with imperfections in what you see here in this AI-generated terrain. Be that as it may, this is very, very impressive. So we have made it to San Francisco International Airport. I have completely violated their airspace. I do apologize to that tower. Let's try to be a reasonable pilot, and let's ask for permission to enter the airspace that I'm already completely in violation of right now. I'm in their airspace and a complete hazard to anyone on approach, so forgive me. But let's request a full stop landing. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but they have given me clearance to land at 28L for left, so runway 28 left. And I believe that happens to be the runway that I'm right next to. Alright, we've acknowledged it, and let's see, oh, show me the markers. Oh, that's 01L. Okay, well, we'll go over to the other side then to get that 28. And don't mind me just cruising down the runway in a VTOL aircraft. I have to say, this is kind of comical, kind of cool. I feel like this is this is a free DLC. It doesn't cost anything if you have Flight Simulator. So if this is something that you want to check out, definitely the controls are going to be a little different. I hope I gave you guys a good rundown. If you actually have flight controls, if you have a yoke, rudder pedals, and a throttle, it's just, hey, have fun. All right, landing gear down. I'm not going to mess with my checklist right now. I might do a flight review on this, like an in-depth one, a little later. I just wanted to mess around a little bit. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and begin. But we've landed. Okay, tower has given us permission to change over to ground. So, yeah, after a little fist bump with my co-pilot here, after successfully landing this thing, I'm going to go ahead and request taxi to the gate, because who would not want to park this up there, right there, where all the passengers can see? This is San Francisco, after all. And, alright, there's my taxi guidance. So, I'll do a little takeoff here, just barely get off the ground. Alright. And let's taxi like a reasonable Spartan. So, I hope it's Spartans that actually pilot these things. By all means. Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh. Yep, totally meant to do that. Alright. We're up. And we're cruising. So I would say if you wanted to explore the Microsoft Flight Sim world, so this may be, and not worry about the ins and outs of actually flying an aircraft. So there's a mode, the name is escaping right now, that just allows you to move the aircraft wherever you want to move it. I never hardly use that mode, which is why I don't know slew mode. It's not slew mode. But this spacecraft, aircraft, science fiction vehicle would allow you to really explore everything in the world here of Microsoft Flight Simulator in a way that you're not going to have to think about what's your airspeed, how close are you getting to that, are you going to fly into it. I understand that there's going to be a update here pretty soon for adding some of the Kitty Hawk stuff, which I'm very excited about. It's going to be in November when this comes out, if I'm not mistaken. This is just a little treat that Microsoft dropped on us when they released this trailer for the 40th anniversary update, and I was so excited I just had to check it out. That update's going to give us Spirit of St. Louis, maybe one of the Kitty Hawk biplanes to fly, even though I can't imagine a 12-second flight's going to be all that fun. As well as potentially helicopters. Now, helicopters do exist as DLCs made by the community, not officially made by Microsoft, and I have not yet gotten one of those helicopters, but it is something I'm quite interested in. Sorry about that. And so, yeah, I just wanted to take a few moments to show you guys this. By all means, let me know what you think. If you like this video or if you want to see more of this, give me a thumbs up. If you want to leave a comment, if I got anything wrong and you need to correct it. Or if you just have any ideas for where I could fly this thing. Let's see if I can get the gate. No, gate won't. No gate? Okay, no gateway connection. Well, I feel like that doesn't do the Pelican justice, but I'm going to go ahead and start my shutdown procedure so I can close out this flight. And hey, thanks so much for watching this video. I will see you guys in the next video. Maybe I'll do some more with this. I don't know. You tell me what you think. Thanks.